1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, everyone out there in Mandolin Land, Mike Hedding here, coming to you today with the old classic fiddle tune, Bill Cheatham, in the key of A. This song has a great old melody. It uses a lot of kind of scale licks and arpeggios, and our fingers are going to get some good strength practice in the B part. I've got a basic A part and a basic B part, and then a variation for each part. I'll break down both note for note, and then show you a bunch of backup I would do for this song. So this song, the chords change a little bit quicker on the B part, so we'll go through a bunch of different variations and ways you can play those chords all over the neck. I'll break that down as well. And if you're watching the preview of this lesson, you can head over to my website, MikeHeddingMusic.com, and grab the full lesson. You'll get access to watch all the videos, and you can download the tabs and the practice tracks. All right, here's Bill Cheatham in the key of A. All right, let's start breaking down this basic A part for Bill Cheatham. So let me play the first 9 measures, and then we'll start breaking it down. Here we go. Do that a few times. A little slower. One time a little faster. Okay, so we're going to start with measure 1 as our pickup. We're going to play the open A string on beat 4, and then an upstroke on the 4th fret of the D string with your second finger. So you have down, up, so you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. And with this lesson, it's really important. Actually, with all songs, it's really important, but I would really recommend following the pick direction below the tab. So the staple-looking symbols are the downstrokes. The V-looking symbols are the upstrokes. This song has a nice kind of mix of quarter notes and eighth notes. So we really want to make sure on the quarter notes we're doing all downstrokes, which will help us not rush through that. And then on the eighth notes, we're doing down, up picking, which will make it more efficient, okay? So that's all we're doing there. We're going down, up. So even though we're going to a lower string, we're still doing an upstroke. And then we're going to land on the 2nd fret of the D string, the D string. And that's into measure 2. So you have 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to reach our second finger up to the 4th fret of the A string and play that note twice. You're kind of thinking out of this like two, actually it'd be like kind of an A bar chord right here, and we're just playing like the two notes of it. So we have and then we're going to do open 2 on the A string on 4 and then a little run. I'll play it and then I'll break it down. So what are we doing there? We're doing kind of a very common fiddle or mandolin inspired kind of scale run. We're going 4-2 open on the A string, and then going back down those notes again, and then 5-2 on the D string. And that 5th fret kind of adds a little bit of a bluesy element, kind of like almost like an A7, which leads nicely to our D chord, which we're going to next. So we have, hear that? Good picking practice there. I'm doing all down, up picking. So let's put those together. We have the other thing I'm doing, and this is good practice, is I'm keeping my first finger hovering over the 2nd fret. I'm keeping my second finger kind of hovering over these 4th frets, and my third finger kind of hovering over these fifth frets. So you can see even when I do my pickup, I basically stay kind of, stretched out, so I'm right in that position. You don't want to do this where every time you lift your fingers, you kind of go way back there. That's kind of a beginner mistake, but so that's something to practice, keeping your hand hovering over the frets you're about to play. So we have, and if you wanted one little variation, you can basically play with that fourth fret and the third fret. So you could go, or you can do it as written. But that kind of third fret to fourth fret, either sliding, which we'll do later, or you can do that if you want to just make a little variation. It can sound kind of cool. But as written is, that's the major third note, so we're kind of keeping that note happier. But again, you can kind of play with that. And then basically on the D chord, we're going to go into a two-finger D, fourth fret on the D string, fifth fret on the A string. So play that note, and then play the fifth fret twice. It's basically kind of like we did that on the A. Now we're doing it on the D. So we kind of have, it's like a call and response melody. So we're going, and then right here, fifth fret on the A, open high E, and then that similar idea, 2 open 5. So we're walking down those notes again, and then walk down the scale. So we have 2 open on the high E, fifth fret, back to the second fret, open, and then fifth fret, fourth fret, second fret. That's good picking practice. It's not the exact same note for note line we did on the A chord, but it's similar. So we have, and then we're back to our opening melody line. Basically, we're going to hit the open A string this time, and then the fourth fret twice. We just use the open A there instead of going down to the second fret. It's just not quite as easy to get way down there. It'd be hard to jump right down to that note, so we're just substitute the open A string, which works as well. And then our little run, and then open, and then back up 2, 4. So we kind of go down those notes and then back up. And then a little run. Let me play it and I'll break it down. So we're going to do 5, 4, 5 on the A string, open high E, 2, 4, 5, and then back to the second fret, open E, fourth fret with an up on the A, second fret, fourth fret, open. Just like kind of a run up the notes of a scale. There's a lot of little endings you could do there, but basically we kind of want to hear. So we're kind of running up those notes. It goes over a D and then an E, A. So we have. That's just good picking practice, all down up picking. Play that whole basic A part. Again. Let's do it one more time really slow. All right, so one other thing we can talk about real quick once you get the notes down is adding a little bit of an accent to your pick. So this can really kind of bring the song to life, and I would do this after you get the basic notes down. So what I like to do is start with playing all the notes evenly, get that as your baseline, and then you can work on accenting the notes. But let's kind of hone in on where I might add some accents. So I like to add some accents on the downbeats. So something like, and then right here, and then right here as well. See how that line comes to life if you add a little bit of an accent? Remember, all these fiddle tunes were originally played at square dances. So you want to have an element, an underlying kind of rhythm going through the song. And that all comes from your right hand. You know, your left hand is just playing notes. So your right hand's creating all the rhythm. So that's just another element to think about, is maybe adding a little bit of an accent. So you add that little underlying beat. You know, because then you have a little bit of an underlying rhythm embedded in your pick, which is really cool. It'll just give your song more life. Okay, let's start breaking down the 8-part variation.